Pimp My Setup episode number 248, recorded live on July 21st, 2017. My name's Matt Philly. You can follow me on Twitter at Matt Philly. That's producer Tom. Check him out on Twitter at Thomas Philly. How you doing?
Did you like what I did? I did.
Yeah, it was very cinematic. It was, building up.
It was like
drama.
a sitcom.
Oh, was it? Okay. Is that what you do when you watch a sitcom? You laugh?
Well, it's like in the beginning, it shows like...
Oh, yeah. Whatever happened to... Anyways. Welcome to Pimp My Setup. SETUPS.com is our Facebook group. 35,000 members. We have Setup Addicts Discord, which is just discord.gg/Matt. You get a fast pass, skip the line. All you have to do is go to pimpmysetup.com/perks. You can also, if you want, watch these bonus live streams every Friday. All you have to do is become a Patreon supporter, which is just $1 a month, patreon.com/swashintv. Or you could be a Twitch subscriber, which could be free if you have Twitch Prime, or it's $5 a month. It's up to you. You decide. Either way, it helps support the show and keep us going. But let's not waste any more time. Let's hippity hop into the first set of the day, submitted by Felix. He's 17. He's a biology pre-med student who loves basketball because ball is life. Again, this is something I say every episode, but before I even talk about how nice this setup is and how much I really do like it, damn, stop telling me stuff like you love basketball and then we look at your setup and we don't think ball is life.
Ball is not life, apparently.
Not here. I mean, I look at this and I would not even imagine.
I would not expected it.
Yeah, honestly. So, it's cool and all, but personally I like to see that show up in your setup. But anyways, looking at this, I really do think it's a super nice setup. There's a lot of pieces that I like. There's a few things I don't like, but I think he did the best with his area and his, given amount of space and dimensions, however you want to phrase it. I think he did a good job. So the first thing I would really kind of talk about is the PC. Not just because it has blue and everything else is red, but more so because of how big it is. It's personally, I think, an eyesore, especially since it is covering up the speaker, just a smidge. But really, I think it would look better if it was on the floor, where you put on a little nice stand. But you do have the room for it, so I don't really think in that scenario there's an explanation. You know what I mean? You can't go around and tell me that I could already put the PC here because sometimes the desk doesn't have the allotted space for it or whatever. Personally, it's not even that nice of a computer. Obviously the specs might be amazing. It's iBuy power, so the problem is this case isn't really going to make me drop my pants. There's no side window that's super crisp and clean that has insane LEDs shining through. So there's really nothing to go crazy over. I'd rather just see that on the floor and go from there. Now, when you do that, you open up a lot of free space on your desk. It's going to make it look less cluttered, which again, you can count the things on your fingers. There's not that many things in the setup. But would you agree, Tom, that the PC kind of makes it seem a little more
Yeah, no,
cramped?
definitely. Ken was saying in the chat, he's saying maybe get a bobblehead basketball player. That'd be pretty cool.
There you
Anything
go.
like that. Any little knickknacks you can find that's basketball related because you like basketball, add that to your desk after you put the PC down.
Yeah, and the problem is if you were to do that now, it would look not that great.
Yeah,
So,
and like you said, there's no side panel. So what are you looking at? Just like the little disk drive thing, whatever,
well, that's inside. That's the fan.
Yeah, it's not the best window to look at.
Yeah, so it's really nothing too nice. So, headphones could go underneath if you really wanted to, little things like that. But really, it's just that the power strip, the way it's kind of dangling down, I'm not a huge fan of that as well, especially because that cord can be at least coming all the way down the bottom of the desk, then drops down. You might have to get a longer power strip, but it looks like you have enough excess to where it could work out. Especially if you mount the power strip going sideways, you should have enough slack. But yeah, I mean, it's a really nice sort of setup. I like it. It's clean. It's straight to the point. It's not gonna get 100 kind of setup because it is kind of boring with theme, and that is one of the 5 categories. But I do like what you did with the acoustic tiles and stuff like that. So I like it. I think it is clean. So you have anything you want to say?
I like how vibrant the tiles are. That's the one thing, and they look clean as hell, and the red looks so vibrant, and just
the spacing is nice, and
I like it.
Yeah, it's nice, it's different, good shit. Anyways, this setup submitted by Ian. He's 14. He didn't say anything at all. And this is honestly, the rest of the setups don't really. I mean, there's 1 or 2 more that are pretty good. But the rest are just kind of like these face palms. You're just like, what the? Oh my god! All right, Ian, you're 14. I get it. Maybe you don't have this thing called Common Sense yet, but that is not how you use that desk. Again, it's not a corner desk, it's an L desk. I'm going to literally drive myself insane if I have to keep saying this. Stop acting like you watch the show. You're like, I'm a huge fan, Dad. I watch every single episode. And then you do shit like that because that is just, God, the cringe factor increased. Black desk, white shelves, okay. Blue on blue. You got the blue wall, the blue curtains. Your closet is just there out in the open with a guitar in it, which I don't know how that works. You got shoes all over the place. Your garbage can looks like it's got stuff in it. The cable's going over the place, even though you got a back panel on your desk, which makes it so you can route the cables without anybody seeing it. Literally, these things make no sense. The computer can go on the floor. It doesn't have to be taking up valuable space on what is already a desk that's not deep enough, that's not really long enough. It's just such a problematic setup. The theme is all over the place. You have random things pinned to the wall. You have shelves that, I don't know if your dad did it while he was like, I don't know, not even paying attention. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You got things super high up on the wall. You're probably only like 4 feet tall anyway. You can't even see the damn thing. So it just, to me, is such a insanely confusing setup. You got your headphones just laying there and you got the cords going. None of it makes sense. This can't be comfortable to use, and this is another example of a triple monitor setup that isn't being used properly. And it's just, there's no point to having those 3 screens if you're going to be in the most uncomfortable, terrible usability sort of setup.
Yeah, no, you need a downsize. If you're going to get a new desk, that's great, because then you can actually fit the triple monitors, but you're going to have to take one monitor out, flip to one side, and then work from there. This corner, it's not meant for that. Yeah,
that's why I always tell people, stop buying these really cheap Office Max staple desks, because first off, the quality of them, they suck. Second off, they're never deep enough, they're never long enough, they never work, they're usually way too expensive, and building these usually takes 5 freaking light years, so why not just get literally a slab of wood, put legs on it, you could connect them together, they're like fucking Legos, you do whatever you want with them. So let's just go to the next setup. Finally, another good one. Again, probably one of the only few good ones of the episode. Bryan, he's 29, he's independent travel agent who uses his setup for work and web design, no gaming at all, and his theme is Disney World and Disneyland, which you can kind of see. I wish we had maybe there was a better picture.
There were further back photos, but I don't think it captured the setup itself as clear as it does with this picture.
Well, you can kind of see he's got the submarine voyage on the left. He's got the Haunted Mansion, the what do they call those? The crates, eggs, little things on the right. Yeah. The pods, and then he's got Disneyland up above. He's got Tomorrowland on the top left, and he's just got a lot of cool stuff going on all over his setup. And the setup itself, of course, is super simple. The case is super clean. The white, he really went hardcore on the
pristine
white. Yeah, it's nice. It's really clean. The ultra wide's really nice. I like that picture. It's a good place to be. And then, of course, like Tom was just showing, my bad, the under desk is so nice. The laptop being there. Just the way he played with those cords and made them work, super awesome. And someone just said he should have turned on the lights. I agree. Like, it would have just, added that little bit to the setup and made it look really nice. But, I
wonder if the yellow lights are white lights. Maybe that was the problem.
They're just, like, the symmetry and everything's just so nice here. It really is such a good setup. And I talk a lot about symmetry. I look at the left, the right. It's exactly the same. He 10 out of 10 on that. For me, personally, I maybe because, well, actually, technically, when you're a gamer, maybe you're more likely not to have speakers, but when you're just somebody that's doing work, web design especially, speakers I feel like are so important, because you could be sitting there and listening to either whether it's like relaxing stuff or it's your favorite tunes. I know a lot of people listen to like classical when they're trying to get work done. I can't, because I'm just like, what the fuck is this? But no, I do like classical, just not really. But I just feel like speakers are really important here. Maybe you like to use the built-in ones. If so,
he's got this.
Yeah, but that, I guess that puts out some sound.
It's probably sufficient enough for what he's using it for.
It looks like a no-name brand, and I guess that really is. This is a trend we're seeing a lot more often, is these sort of Bluetooth portable speakers being put dead center underneath their monitors, and people just kind of call it quits there, and they say that's, like Tom said, that's sufficient. I like the OG. I want to see a subwoofer. I want 2.1 at least. But, you know, again, personal preference. I do like, though, at least the speaker matches the theme. You know, I like it. I think it is a really nice setup, and especially considering what he uses it for, it makes sense. You know? Yeah. What do you have to say?
I don't know if it's just for the photo, but like the keyboard's like super high up. I don't know if that's actually how he uses it, like the mouse back there and then the keyboard up further. And I think it looks cool like that, but I don't know if that's how you use the keyboard. Usability might be a little weird if that's the case, but I like it. I mean, usually I hate like white on white on white on white on white, but something about the setup, it just looks very clean, and it's not that like dirty white that we're used to. Like,
yeah, we can tell this is like an adult that actually keeps his room.
Yeah,
his
I'm pretty sure. Like when I emailed him the episode number, I'm like, Matt's gonna love this setup because it's all Disney. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it got first place, right?
Yeah. What's cool about this setup is the fact that the theme is there, but it's not overwhelming. Yeah. And what happens is normally in a lot of cases, let's say Disney, for instance, it can be a little much. I mean, if you look at it, you know, people get mad at me because my shelves are full to the max, but it's more so just personal preference. That's why I have it like that. But a lot of people can say that's overdone. Here, you know, really you'd have to look at what's on the wall to get the idea of what the theme is, which I like because it's there. But like Tom said, it's got the white on white on white, and it's clean. It all follows through, but there's still Disney put out throughout the whole setup. So, hey, let's go to the next setup sent by Kaylan. I think 15 you set up for schoolwork and programming. Never stop dreaming, keep sleeping. What? Yep. Oh, keep sleeping. Well, how do you get shit done if you keep sleeping? Right?
I mean, maybe it's not meant to be like an actual like dream. Like it's just like dream because it's sleeping's nice and dreams come along with it.
Yeah, but if you keep sleeping, you're in a coma technically. And you can't really do much.
The thing, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So.
But yeah, so I mean, this setup right here definitely has its interest put right out in front of your face. But my God, again, another situation where I just can't get behind why things are put where they are. Why is the shelf there? It makes no sense to me at all. Why are the pictures and all that not lined up? Like, that side's the only side that's lined up. You look at the left side, it's like one's a little bit lower, one's it makes no sense at all. Extremely confusing. Your headphones are all the way up there. How you actually use them, I don't know. You have to get up, pull them down, call it a day. Makes no sense to me. Having boxes all over the place, especially for your goddamn headphones that are actually right there, makes no sense to me. So that's just kind of how I feel. And the left side looks like you shat standing up.
You could tell like the piece of paper. It's not like actual just letters. Like you could tell the white piece of paper and then the wall is just a little bit darker.
Microsoft Word. But look at the left side to that poster.
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting.
That's like, looks like you literally just shat on it. So, you know, personally, I'm not a huge fan of people shitting on stuff, but
be strong.
Under the desk, leg space is definitely an issue. Yeah, you have a little bit, but my God, between the printer and what looks to be, I guess, a mini fridge and your PC and all that, like, just really tight. The cables, that's not really how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to mount it to the bottom side of the desk, and then, yeah, not like that. And the zip ties, that's cool, but you got to all bring it down to one central location, bring it behind the mini fridge. You know, it's just, it's really a little too much for me to handle. And I just think the full usability of the desk itself is pretty okay on the top. You know, the speakers, they're small, so I'm not really too worried about them. They kind of look a little bit odd laying down like that. And then I guess what the fuck is that? Is that a PlayStation?
Yeah, it looks like it.
The hell happened to it?
It's like a PlayStation 3 Slim or something like that.
Yeah, it looks nasty. Yeah, I mean, that's whatever. It's okay. It's not the best setup in the world, but definitely the bottom is my main concern. And then above, I don't think it's the desk, like what's on top of the desk. I think it's what's above the setup and what's below. And I think that's really the best way to put it.
Yeah, which one would you work on first? It'd probably be easier to do the bottom, right?
Yeah, bottom would be easier, but I think top would look better overall for the setup.
Yeah, because you're not looking at the bottom most of the time.
Yeah, so that's just kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Next setup, Martin, he's got a lightsaber on the wall. No,
what is that? It's just an LED strip?
Yeah, it's just the way it photographed it looked like.
Looks like a penis.
He's got the power cord hanging down on the left side, and yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Martin here's 13. You set up for gaming and editing, and he wants to make a Flash theme setup, but for some reason, no, it's just blue. And this was like when he first submitted months ago. He's like, "Yeah, stay tuned, dude. It's going to be a Flash theme setup, all right." But I will say this: you think Flash? What color do you think of?
I think red and yellow.
Red and yellow. but his YouTube name is Blue Flash.
All right, I'm done.
So I guess
he's going for like a blue Flash.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe he's gonna, well, not blue, no, like the character Flash.
Yeah, but his blue instead of red.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, he hasn't done anything towards that, but I'm assuming that could actually be badass if somebody had like a insane room where everything was Flash, but any hint of red was changed to blue. How sick would that be?
It'd be really cool. I mean, if you can execute it properly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to be a guy that, hurts, what's this guy, 13 years old? But I mean,
34, okay.
The bag's on the right side. I mean, God, come on. The shelf above, you literally have a little car, and then you have a Mustang poster, which I have a Mustang. Ladies? Anyways, so, yeah, I mean, the shelf is really kind of pointless. The desk itself doesn't really have the best usability. The desk is the problem when you have these sort of top pieces, too. They kind of create more issues than they do help. You can't put your laptop all the way back because of that piece. And, it kind of works for your PlayStation. But at the end of the day, I mean, you just kind of need a desk that doesn't have these huge drawers on the side. You need to really get it so you can fully utilize the main display. Technically, if you're going to be bringing your laptop on the go, but when you're at your setup, you actually use the left display, then what you should do is have the left display dead center and the laptop off to the left. That way, when you're not using your setup, you unplug and your your monitor's still dead center or whatever. But, it's personal preference. So, I don't know. It's really just, using a doorknob. Just using a knob as your headphone holder is not really my favorite thing either. So, not much to say unless you have...
Yeah, get a new desk. That's the first thing I would do.
Yeah. All right, cool. Next setup submitted by Darcy. Now, Darcy's 11 and has a very nice setup.
11.
For 11, but still a lot of problems with it. And I'm here to hurt 11-year-olds' feelings. So,
Sorry,
first things
Darcy.
first, theme. Okay, on the desk you have 2 pop vinyls, a figure,
an
a
actual
lion,
person,
and the Overwatch mouse. That's it, though. On the wall, I don't know what all that shenanigans
looks
is.
like a poster.
You got an Overwatch poster on the right. I don't know what it is next to that, the little thing.
Yeah.
But no theme. You have the Goliath mouse pad, but then you have a blue PC, blue chair. I don't get that shit. That drives me insane. The cables aren't great. We can see underneath the power strip and all that. Even the cables coming out of all the peripherals and whatnot, coming out of the PC. That's something that needs to be fixed. Really got to utilize that left side of the desk. Got to take the PC, actually rotate it so it's technically angled for the corner. That way it would look nice. We could see into the side display a little bit more. It would look really cool. And then, the controller, I usually say get a controller stand or something, or at least put it in a drawer. Don't tape paper to the right side of your desk
unless you need it
for some reason.
She doesn't have storage, so if she needs to get a drawer, if she wants to put a controller in the drawer.
Well, yeah, I definitely think to the left of the desk would be ideal to have a drawer or something, even to the right, whatever. And then, like I said, dress up the wall, do the simple things like that. 10 out of 10, right?
You're 11 years old. I mean, you're killing it.
You're riding pretty well for now.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, that's it. Yeah.
All right. Next setup submitted by Morgan. Morgan is 17. New setup for gaming, digital art, and entertainment. His YouTube channel is Reckless Dead. And my God, another example of those really, really, really small desks that actually is being used pretty well. Not a huge back panel or anything on that, and still cable management is pretty superb. So kudos there. Of course, I'm going to talk shit about the desk regardless, and you're probably aware of this, Morgan, because, it's not going to get the job done at the end of the day. I mean, you're really tight on space. Look at where the monitor riser is versus on the first photo. Zoom into it. Look at where his mouse is and the monitor riser. That's got to be an issue.
It's a little cubby hole.
Yeah, I mean, your hand goes in and it goes out. It just seems like a little bit of an issue there. So I'm not a huge fan of that. And, I feel like all the stuff on the wall is kind of overwhelming, but I guess you're just kind of working with what you got. And, if
he's done a lot of updates, like the walls change constantly. And I feel like he's had new furniture too. So I think that's a newer desk.
Oh, bad decision.
Because it looks fresh. And I'm pretty sure I saw another desk back when he was doing updates.
I guess the main problem is the size that you have, like how much room you have.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the purple walls, I don't think they work at all.
No.
You have tape. Literally, the stuff on the wall has tape all over it, like 30 pieces of tape. I don't think that looks good. I really think this whole wall thing needs to be reconfigured. I think there's too much on the desk, and even then you're missing accessories. The bottom right where the Xbox is, the little crate thing, like the stuff on the floor, way too much. Out of sight, out of mind there. You know, it's not a bad setup, but given the area, I'm not a huge fan, personally.
Yeah. It's kind of tough. I mean, if I was him, I would go and just do one monitor, center myself out. I don't know what he's using the second monitor for. I don't know if it's that necessary. Could you get rid of the monitor riser, center yourself, and I think it'll look cleaner on the desk.
They need the monitor riser though, because it's otherwise going to be so low. And plus, there's Christmas lights. And this wasn't submitted in December.
Yeah, it was submitted like February or something.
Yeah. Plus, Morgan could technically be a girl, so let's just put that into perspective. So if you are female, then okay,
she
nice.
Didn't get any special treatment.
Doesn't say nice wool color, but
hey, you can have purple wool.
I like purple, I really do, but that purple is a little too pink.
Yeah,
a little too bright.
Well, yeah, it just doesn't fit with me. It's the old Barney. We want the new Barney, more vibrant.
I like the dark, more muted purples.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, well, next set of the day, submitted by Corey. Corey here. This is final setup, by the way. 14 years old. Used setup for gaming and schoolwork. School. Love it. Skill. So this setup is really... I mean, the desk is so interesting, and just the wall with the little built-in shelf and the molding and the wall color versus the wood paneling. I don't know. It's just a very interesting... sort of feel. I can't exactly put a word on it. How it makes me feel like I don't know. It's just, it reminds me of something.
Like it. I just feel like there's something wrong with it.
Huh? What do you? Can you put your finger on something? Like one thing you don't like?
I think the desk is just weirding me out a little bit. It works fine for him. You know, he has the room for speakers, which seem a little close, but in that corner, what else can you do? Just the desk seems just weird.
I think it is a corner desk. I'll give him that, but it's not deep. Plus, then you have this little ledge, and I think the ledge throws it off even more for me, especially having the molding. Whatever I know, people have the exact name.
It's like middle molding.
Yeah, the technical term is middle molding, whatever it's called. But the speakers are really, really, really small. There's really no accessories over there. The PC, sure, that's a cool spot for it. But let's light it up. Let's make it look dope. Otherwise, it's kind of a huge eyesore up against the wall. I mean, that's a big PC. The headphones, I'd mount them on the desk, put them on the desk. Even the left side, the right side, would look really nice.
Utilize that desk a little bit more. It's just empty.
Add more to the theme, like the 3, albums up on the top. That's cool, but I think at least add 3 more below or something like that to kind of make it look good on that side. And then the right side, add a little bit more so it looks, you got to kind of even things out. You can't put a lot up here and then have nothing down here. You can't put a lot right here, but put nothing over here. So that's the way. It needs to have some balance. I think that's a good way to put it. I love that you have the jersey frame. I think it's probably one of the nicer frame jerseys we've seen. Yeah. Normally they're all wrinkled and shit, but this actually looks clean. So I really like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not tearing this apart. I actually think it's a really nice setup. The cable management's actually really nice. You have your bracket set up, so everything's going pretty nicely. And the one cable going to the outlet, again, there's nothing you can do about that unless you rewire the goddamn house. It's got to go in there. Maybe it would have looked nicer if you put it into the top outlet, and then you had less slack, and the slack excess just went into up against whatever all that shenanigans is. Because wouldn't that make a little bit more sense?
No, it's not the end of the world though. It's just one cable that's poking out.
I know you don't want to make it that plug. You don't want it to be super tight. I get that, but still, I think you get away with it, and at least it would look a little bit nicer. But for the most part, I mean, this setup's really nice. It seems like a good starting point more than anything. It seems very clean, so it's easy to add. There's no removing or anything like that needs to be done. It's just upgrades from here on out. So that's all I have to say, unless you have something else.
I mean, add storage. Again, it comes down to storage too, because you got some games there and all that easily can be put away somewhere else. Even if you just get a little gaming rack next to your desk, something a little different,
Just a little something.
A little something, because it's empty, but it's got potential. It definitely does.
I agree. All right, guys. Well, now it's time for the part of the show where we give the scores. Felix, he scored himself an 88, Ian a 56, Bryan a 92, Kaylan a 76, Martin a 60, Darcy a 68, Morgan a 78, and finally Corey with an 82. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Pimp, my setup, episode number 248. We're going to live on Friday, July 21st, 2017. My name is Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly. That's Thomas Philly. You can check him out on Twitter at Thomas Philly. Yes, surprisingly, we're brothers. Someone the other day was like, wait, you guys are brothers?
Yep.
It's surprisingly, when you have the same goddamn last name, it kind of means you're brothers.
Yep.
Sadly. Just kidding. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you on Sunday. Sunday.